Hi girls, hey, we're here to talk about a topic today, something that really doesn't get a lot of attention, and it's how to spice up romance between you and your partner when you're away from each other. So what do you think that means?
I'm going with phone sex.
Phone sex, yes. That is, you have sex without actually physically having sex.
That's right. And you know, every guy really wants his girl to be talking to him like she's like a little slut.
Think so?
I do.
What was that saying? Lady on the streets
The
and a
whore
freak in the sheets.
Freak in the sheets, yeah.
So yeah, instead of like showing him actually what you can do in the bed, you can do this through the phone.
And this may seem like a little complicated to you, but it's really not that complicated. And you have to think of the positive attributes when it comes to phone sex. I mean, first of all, it is completely safe. That is the safest sex you're ever going to have in your life.
I would agree with that. Yes. It can be also incredibly intimate between you two because you are establishing a trust and openness with each other that you can share your fantasies, you can share thoughts without feeling going to have judgment brought upon you. It's like you just really open up to the sexual part of each other.
Which then obviously will lead to a greater intimacy between the two of you.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also, you know, think about you can experience fantasies that maybe you don't get to experience in the real world.
Yes.
So your imagination really can go anywhere.
Absolutely.
When you're talking to your significant other through the phone. Now, how to start? Now that we've established that this is a great thing that we can do with our partner, how do we start?
It's a little awkward.
You can be vulnerable in the beginning, I think, but as you get going and you establish a sense of trust and you share back and forth, don't you think then you would start opening up naturally?
Absolutely. I mean, your imagination will take over and you can discover a new sense of freedom within your relationship.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm sure, I know I've done phone sex since I was a teenager, actually. I mean, with my boyfriends, right? Have you?
Yeah, but you didn't just call him up and be like, oh, you know what, I want to have phone sex with you right now. You know, let's just talk about, you know, us getting it down. I mean,
absolutely right.
No, there's definitely a slower way to approach it. And how would you have done it?
You know, I think as a teenager, we wound up just being on the phone so long with each other that eventually it's gonna get to sex, don't you think? So that's what I remember. And even within relationships, you know, of course you establish like, how was your day? What are you doing? You're away on business or wherever you are.
Slowly move in for the kill with a little.
Yeah, because then it goes to like, what are you wearing? And it's like, oh, I like those pants on you.
And where are you right now? Oh, you're in the hotel room? Tell me about that hotel room.
And did you just shower? Did you put on some cologne? I love that cologne that you wear.
Are you thinking about me right now? Because I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
And then you can go straight to, so where is your hand? See, it kicks you right in there. You get a little in there. You're slowly sliding in.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it can be done.
Right.
To
start it off. To initiate the phone sex. Right.
Now, you know, I would think women would have an easier time going into this with the vocal abilities that we have, just being able to talk naturally and everything.
Right.
What about a guy who's like kind of shy with this, who doesn't really know how to open up that way? Do you think you could get him to be?
You know what? I think a good way for a guy to open up, if you really want your man to open, maybe you find out, you know, you kind of ask him, so, you know, what's your favorite fantasy? And then you can start with that. Maybe he wants you to do some role playing. Maybe you're the sexy secretary, or maybe you're even his boss. I mean, because you never know. I mean, your guy may be so powerful out there in the world every single day that maybe he wants to actually let down and let somebody else, you know, be boss for a couple hours.
I think that sounds like fun. I also think that maybe it would be like the details provided, don't you? I mean, it couldn't be, because all you have is your two voices to connect each other. So you've got to paint this picture that is going to really bring him in and just, you know, have him close off everything around him in that hotel room or wherever he is and just make him listen to your voice. And of course, you want to put your sexy voice on. You don't be, hey, you know, the naggy, whatever, take out the garbage voice. We don't want that. We want the sexy, slow, seductive type voice.
I think guys like it when you have the voice that tells them you're taking all their stress away.
Oh, yes.
There's no stress here, baby. There's no stress here. There's just you and me, and we're touching ourselves.
Yes. And let him know. Let him know it's like, I have my hand on my breast right now. Oh, yeah, you love my breast, don't you? I'm wearing my sexy black lingerie. Oh, he would love to hear all these details. Oh, yeah, the lacy kind that you bought me last year for my birthday.
Right.
I am wearing that right now just because I'm thinking of you. And that, I'm sure, will get him totally involved in what the next thing is that you're going to say.
Yeah.
So now we've already mentioned the role play type things. And these are scenarios that, I mean, even ask him, say, hey, so did you see any hot ladies walking down the street today?
Yeah.
What was she wearing? Do you think she was some kind of office worker or something? Or what did the girl at the deli clerk look like today? You know, things like that. So, thank you. So, just, bring in real life stuff so that they can relate to it, so that they kind of have a visual that they can bounce back to. It's like, oh yeah, there was a girl dressed like that today. Yeah, she was hot. And totally take that into a story for them. Make it a big fantasy.
You can even bring it back to maybe the first time that you met. Make it so that you're strangers again and you're meeting all over again, because I think we all know that the best romance is in that honeymoon period, the first 3 months that you're kind of like getting to know each other.
You kind of are strangers at that point.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice. You can bring it back to maybe a little beginning and rekindle that,
That's
old
a really good
flame
idea.
without having the stress that's around the two of you.
Don't think about all the stuff that's happened in the relationship to this point. Let's go back to the fresh beginning. I like that idea a lot.
Which then inevitably can make a greater bond between the two of you, a greater understanding of you as individuals in the relationship and your needs and your desires.
I like that idea very much. Now, as far as all of this fantasy and hot talk and everything, it must have an effect when you two are reunited, wouldn't you think?
I would think so.
Wouldn't you think that, like, because you've gotten to know each other on this intimate level that you hadn't explored before, you let yourself open up through the phone.
Yes.
Maybe you said words that you never said before. Maybe you were like, my cunt, my hot, sticky cunt right now. I'm fingering. I'm fingering. I'm actually licking my own juices out of my wet cunt. Maybe he's like, oh my gosh, she said the C word.
She actually said the C word.
You know? Or how big is your cock right now? I bet your cock is so stiff.
Right.
You know? Things, I mean, let your mouth go as wild as your imagination, because that will also paint a picture of this little dirty slut that he's so excited to have awakened now. So, and I'm sure when you two come back together, there will be some extended fireworks with those fantasies that were acted out beforehand.
I would definitely think so.
Yes.
I think the sex would be much better.
More intimate.
Yeah.
This is a more intimate, I mean, as we get to know somebody within a relationship, I think as you grow with someone, you're always learning more and more about them. If the phone sex is something you had never tried before, definitely try it. It's a way to just open up an even deeper, intimate relationship with each other, with your own fantasies, your own imagination. What better place to play?
Yes, but definitely remember, ladies, that the phone sex has to be done without judgment. You have to be able to open yourself up. You have to be able to be prepared for fantasies and to really hear that other person without judgment and with total abandonment.
I think so. I agree too. Phone sex. Try it.
And cut. That was perfect. Perfect. No need for a second take. That was awesome.
Nice.